episode, we talked to Apostle Jessica Ranja talking about his life in ministry. And tonight, I'm joined by Dr. James Mworia talking to us about him living a life of impact. This is Building to Last program. Welcome. Thank you for joining me in Building to Last program. Today we'll be talking about building your life to have impact. I'm joined by Dr. James Mworia. He's the CEO of Centum Investments. We all know him, but with many definitions. Tonight, I will let him introduce himself. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to meet you, and it's a privilege to speak to you today.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So who is Dr. James Mworia?
Oh, that's an interesting, I'm many things to many people.
Yeah.
I am a father of 3. I'm a husband of 1. I am an investor. I'm an employer. I wear many hats. I'm the CEO of Centum Investment. We're in Laikipia. I am the chairman of Laikipia County Development Authority.
Yes.
I'm a child of God. So
oh, Lord.
many hats I wear.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
How was your upbringing?
My upbringing was a normal one. I was brought up in Nanyuki.
Right here where we are.
Right here where you are.
Yeah.
I went to school here, Nanyuki Primary.
Yeah.
I finished at Laikipia Air Base. I then went to Alliance, then University of Nairobi.
Yeah.
So it was a normal rural upbringing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, we are talking about having impact.
Yes.
And to some degree, you've had impact. And to many lives. And
Yeah.
to maybe to the business world. I would like to know, how did you bring yourself from being a clerk in your organization and building it to become a company worth billions?
Yeah, in life you have a few principles that lead you.
Yeah.
And skills that are imparted in you, and values at an early age. I think in our upbringing we were very, taught how to work hard. I remember in our home, you could not just sit around. You could not wake up after 7.
Wow.
You would not be in the afternoon watching TV. You're meant to be doing something.
Yeah.
You had to have a plan. And I remember every evening before we went to bed, Mom would ask us, all of us, what's your plan for tomorrow?
All right.
Yeah. So
Per
even
hour or just generally?
no, what will you do tomorrow?
Yes.
She wanted to understand what you've planned your day for tomorrow. So that at an early age teaches you to first to know you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
You must have a purpose.
Yeah.
You must have a plan of achieving it.
Yeah.
And then it builds you in the habit now of executing. And adding value.
Yeah.
And then I think when I was in class 6 or 7, my father was a lawyer in Nanyuki.
Yeah.
And he said, from now tomorrow, when we close school, I will not leave you at home. You'll go with me to the office to start working.
Yeah.
So I started working that time.
Wow.
Way back in 1989. 89. So those skills.
Yeah.
So by the time I was joining Centum in 2001, I'd been working for a long time.
Yeah.
So you see, people see a tree shooting up, but they don't know this. There's been investment for many years.
Yeah.
And when I joined, what I wanted to do was 1, to learn, and 2, to add value. So to understand what the organization is doing, and then not just to be content to do the work as per the job description.
Yeah.
To see how do you add as much value as you can in this context, because it's now part of your culture.
Yeah.
Because if you're not adding value, then you should not be there. And so when I went to the filing room, I was reading the files. Most people just go and file.
Yeah.
But I said, oh, what a wonderful opportunity, because even when I was in my father's law firm here, I really used to read the files, understand the cases, because when the clients come and they want a brief, they used to come to me. So if you've not read the file, you cannot give somebody a brief. So you have to take an interest in what you're doing. So I read the files and I would think about it, and I got a good understanding of what the organization was doing. So when an opportunity came, the first opportunity was a quiz on all the staff, on their knowledge of the business. I'd been there for only 3 months.
Only for 3 months?
And I had the highest score.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, because I knew all the companies, what they do, why the decision was made like that. You see, I'd been in the filing room, and you know those are roles somebody might say, oh, this is a small role.
Actually.
I knew at that, but that time I had a bachelor's of law degree. I had 2 accounting qualifications, but you know, you also have to be humble to work with what you have. And when I joined, always my philosophy was, how can I do things better? How can I add value? And how can you be somebody who can be relied upon? And yeah, that's where one thing led to another, to eventually the board asking me to take over. In fact, I was asked to do so after I joined in the filing room in 2001, and I was CEO in 2008. So just 7 years. But it's in you. You know, those habits have to be new.
Oh, it's something you
in you. So that you know, if you are giving, you see, you cannot get more than you give. You see, so I always even tell people, even if you are given a job, even if you are paid 5,000, but your value is 5 million, give the 5 million. Eventually, people will see your value, and you will get a share of what you give. So what you give and the service you offer is not related to what you get. Separate those two.
Completely.
So those are two unrelated things.
Yes.
So if you've chosen to do the job, you do it to the best of your ability. If you're serving your customers, serve them to the best of your ability. Eventually, you'll get more and more opportunities to serve. And you see, even when you are appointed, it's not that now you are appointed to serve yourself.
True.
It is to serve, is to continue to serve now to the best of your ability. Then maybe more doors will open.
What are the greatest, what influences you most? Maybe things that influence your life.
I think there are many. You know, like most mornings I do Bible study.
All right.
Because, you know, you need always to go back to understand what is the purpose. And, you know, you face many challenges.
True,
So you always need to go back so that you are more positive. You have more hope. You have faith. Because, you know, the business we do, for me, is to create what does not exist. So like when I came here, for example, in Mayan, there was nothing here.
True.
It was a total bush.
And the land, they should...
There was nothing at all.
In Mayan Resort,
there was nothing
it's an award-winning resort.
So you see, so you have to see what is not there. You see, for you to have purpose, is to use your, my understanding is to use your talents to continue God's work of creation.
True.
Because God created us in His image. He created the world. He created man in His image and woman, and blessed us and asked us to be fruitful. So my understanding is that to use now those blessings we've been given to be fruitful, to create. So you create with that talent that you've been given. You multiply it, the parable of the talent. So for example, when I came here, there was nothing. But then I said, maybe there can be something. You see? So if you don't have that faith to see what is not there, as if it is there, and then now to apply yourself to create it, and then to inspire others to join you, so that they're not focusing on the challenges. Because, you know, people sometimes focus on what is there, oh, this is not working, this. But I think what we forget many times that a human being is a very special person, because we are the only species that can create. You know, animals can't create. Them, they exist in the environment and they adopt to the environment. So a lion will adopt because it needs speed, it will adopt. But a human being can create and change reality. You see, and that's our great skill. It's not to adopt to the circumstances. And therefore, when you complain, it means you are not able to change your circumstances. So for me, always that reminder of why I'm here
Yeah.
and that I have extraordinary ability. Because many times you
What cause
underestimate.
the change.
Yeah, to cause the change. And that whatever challenges are there are just temporary, which you were meant to overcome. So you should not be more worried
About the,
about
you
the
said
problems.
that
You should
often,
focus
yeah.
on the solution.
True.
Yeah, there's a challenge here, no problem. There'll be a solution, you see.
Wow.
So for me, that is what inspires me, is to
Okay.
want to continue to do so,
Yeah.
and then to get more people around
Yeah.
to carry on with us in the
Yeah.
various things. So every businesses we're involved in,
Yeah.
for me, I don't take it as a business. I take it as part of the creation process.
Okay.
That I'm here, we have this opportunity
Yeah.
to make this organization better,
Yeah.
to create what does not exist, to give opportunities to others. Because like here, maybe we employ over 100 people. I'm not sure how many they are.
Yeah.
But they've gotten an opportunity to practice their craft
Yeah.
and have an outlet for their
Yeah.
talents
Yeah.
that they would otherwise not have had. And if I had not
is
done
true.
it,
Yeah.
it would not have been a disservice to me. It would have been a disservice to God, because God gave me that ability.
Yeah.
So it's our work to use
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
those abilities
It is true.
for His service. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We spoke to your mom even
Yeah.
in this program.
Yeah.
She said even what you're doing in Swara Ranch,
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yes. So
You're
it never
creating.
stops.
Yeah.
Because it only stops when you are buried.
Uh-huh.
Because as long as you're here, you know the talent is not yours to decide now from today I'm not using it.
Yeah.
You're a custodian.
Yeah.
So you don't have the option of saying, now I've made money, I don't. You see, that money you make is a side effect
Okay.
of the work you are
Doing.
doing. And even those resources you have,
Yeah.
for me, I take it that I'm only a custodian.
Mm.
I am meant to continue to use them
Yeah.
to bless others.
Others.
The moment you stop that, even
Yeah.
those resources will be taken away from you, because then you're not the right
Yeah.
custodian.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you want to be remembered for? And
See,
what
for me, I would like
yeah.
you see, when you touch lives of many people, when somebody says, maybe because of James, I was able to be a better person,
Yeah.
I got an opportunity, I started there.
Yeah.
Maybe the others who I have mentored
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
leaders will even go to do bigger things.
Yeah.
And then they say, no, James mentored me to be a leader, and
Yeah.
because of that exposure,
Mm.
I have even gone on to do huge things.
Yeah.
I think if you are like that,
Yeah.
and you've created disciples and people who are carrying on with that philosophy,
Mm.
I think you'll be remembered now in your deeds, not in
True.
your words, what you said,
Said,
because
yeah.
words are very,
Easy.
you can say anything. People say many things,
It is true.
but now it is the actions
That.
and the results
Yeah.
that speak for themselves. But I'm still young, so maybe God willing, I have a number of years to go before people need
Plenty.
to start remembering me.
Yeah. But we build slowly towards
it
the
builds
same.
slowly, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You have built a company
Yeah.
from, I think you said 7 billion to now what I can't tell. You will tell us. Just talk to me slowly. What do I need to do in a company just to build it to that effect?
You see, there are several things. The role of the leader
Yeah.
is to have clarity on the vision.
Okay.
Where are we going? You see, people are motivated by purpose. Not just to exist, not just to say, okay, where are we going? That is your work.
Yeah.
And then to get the right team. And by then, there's normally nothing wrong with most people. It's just the way they are led. That is the challenge.
Say that again.
Yeah, it's just the way they are led.
It's the way they are led.
Most people are okay.
Yeah.
Most people you can
90% or
maybe 60, 70, they are fine. There's another
the
30
rest, okay, that's just
that you
crazy.
can't change. Maybe because of upbringing and other things, it will
Yeah.
just take too long
Okay.
to change the mindset. But most people with a positive mindset,
Yeah.
even if they don't have the skills,
Yeah.
they're okay. What they lack is direction.
Okay.
So when you give them direction, this is where we are going,
Yeah.
you set the standards,
Yeah.
and then you leave them to exercise their creative freedom on the how. The how.
Yeah.
You see, for me, I'm very flexible on how.
Yeah.
What I'm not flexible on is
Very
where we are going. That
Got
is
you,
my role.
Got you, yes.
But the how, like here now, this stuff here in Mayan,
Yeah.
we don't discuss the how because they are experts. It is for them now to come, having understood
Yeah.
the what, to then focus on the how. How do we improve guest service? How do we cook better food? How do we make this compound nice? And that's the role of the leader, is to plant that seed and then to create a culture, a positive culture, because people emulate their leader. If they see fear in the leader, they'll be fearful. If they see confidence, they'll be confident. If they see high standards, they'll have high standards. If the standards are low, they produce what they see.
What is leadership according to you?
You see, leadership is influence, but positive leadership is moving people from one state to a better state.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just moving people. People have to be better than where they started.
Yeah.
You move from one state to a better state.
Yeah.
And that for me is what I would define as positive leadership. It is if what you're doing is just things and they have no impact on people, then you've not led, because leadership relates to people, not to objects. These objects are just a means. You see, these houses are a means. You know, the people will come here, and maybe I'm a photographer, and I get so inspired. I say, actually, I'm going to do my photography even better.
Yeah.
It might inspire you. So even when we were doing this, the idea was, I remember I was with Pastor Mwaniki, we were there at the dam, and there was nothing here, and I was speaking to him what will be
there.
Yeah. And I was telling him, we want to do a place which people will get inspiration from. That if this can be done here in the middle of nowhere, then maybe I have a lot of opportunity where I am. I should go and reflect and see what I can do better with what I have. Because he asked me, why are you doing it here? I said, I want to show if it can be done here successfully. There's nothing wrong with this place. You see, it's for us to not. The issue is mindset. Yeah. You know, that's what you are seeing.
It is true. That's what we saw.
That's what you see. But you're not. You see, the earth in the beginning was formless. It was and void. Yeah. And something was created. And you are created in God's image. Then God has pumped talent in you and let you loose on the world to carry on. Yes. So in those voidness and formlessness, those are your platforms to show God's glory, that it is possible, that a man or woman can come, and because we're just instruments, to do things and to encourage others.
You speak a lot about culture. You've spoken about culture even now. How do I build a culture within my organization? Or
I think one has to be deliberate. You know, it's a continuous process. Even for my organization and other organizations, it's never really perfect. But you have to be deliberate about it and about the values you stand for, and then you live by those values. So it will take time. It's not really perfect, but sometimes we are not very deliberate about it, and it helps to be deliberate about it. So for me, I try to be deliberate. Like, if you see, my role is to define the issue and to put the right people. So the other day, Pastor Daniel was doing something for my boys. And we created a team. Said, this is Pastor Daniel, this is so and so, this is so and so, and us, we've left. So one of those people called and said, we cannot meet today. So called Pastor Daniel and tell him to postpone. Said, no, but you remember we created an organization. You have a structure there, so why don't you solve it?
Even as simple as that.
Yes, why don't you solve it there? Because if you don't do that, what happens that you don't create accountability, and then people keep on referring back to you. So you can never move on. Because you're micromanaging this team, this other team, they are calling you. So I said, no, it's okay, we've created the organization, and as we left, the leadership is clear. So you people discuss amongst yourselves how you'll
handle that.
How you'll handle it. So many times as leaders, we think in micromanaging the team, we are doing our work. We think in allowing people to come constantly to us, we are doing our work. Actually, you're disabling the group. The group will not function. And that's how you create a culture where now people feel they're empowered and they are more motivated and they can make their decisions. So it's small things like that.
Okay, people have said
Yeah.
there are things you can delegate, but there are things you can't. As a leader.
Yeah.
So can I know from
You see, the things you can't
yeah.
delegate
Yeah.
is a vision.
Ah,
What in this assignment,
Yeah.
what is expected?
That one.
That one you don't delegate.
Uh-huh.
2, you don't delegate the choice of the leaders. So you
Who
see,
leads?
Who leads? So like in my small assignment, I said, okay, who is going to lead?
Or choose among yourselves.
One
You
is
can't-
Pastor Daniel.
Yeah.
The team, you see, we have
Yeah.
it's been selected.
Yeah.
This is the team.
Yes.
You don't ask the followers to choose because you know it's not, the leadership is not one person.
I got it, yeah.
That you don't
Delegate.
delegate. So the what
The what?
and the leadership,
Yes.
that you don't delegate. Because if the leadership fails, then it's your failure. Which means
okay.
you choose the wrong leaders.
Okay.
So you have to go back and because there's nothing wrong with the followers. You see, in many organizations, you'll go and find you just need to change one person, just a leader. Everyone else is the
Say
same.
that again.
You only need to change one person.
The leader.
The leader is the most important person in the
Yeah.
team because the leader sets the tone. So if an organization is not performing, in many organizations, there is one where we had big challenges.
Yeah.
Only one person, the leader. The same team,
Yeah.
totally different
Have you
results.
done it before?
Yes, many times. Totally
Many-
different results.
Okay, is it okay? Could it when the leadership is failing? Is it the structure or it's the personality?
You see, the leader
Yeah.
is one who sets the tone. Is one who says what the structure is going to be like. Because all those things are created by leadership.
Yeah.
You see, so the leader, an organization cannot go above its leader. The best person in that organization cannot go above the capacity of the leader.
Okay.
So you need to have a leader
Yeah.
who everyone else can grow
Yeah.
and the organization can grow.
Yeah.
So you as the ultimate leader, you have groups. The
Yeah.
choice of those leaders, that's your role.
Mm.
The development of those leaders so that they can be better,
Yeah.
that is your role.
Yeah.
Talking to them, encouraging them,
Okay.
guiding them,
Yeah.
coaching them.
Yeah.
Because the more effective they become,
Yeah.
the more effective your organization becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're choosing a leader for maybe the groups, what do you look at?
You look at many things. Yeah?
Mm.
You look at mindset.
Mindset.
The mindset, you know, the attitude. You know, you can say, let me give an example, say it's in the church setup.
Yeah.
You can have somebody even with a PhD in theology from the best school.
Schools, yeah.
But you look at the mindset of that person,
Yeah.
their open-mindedness.
Okay.
You know, there are two mindsets. You can have a growth mindset, where you believe, you know, everyone can improve with effort and you're trying.
Mm.
You can have a closed mindset,
Yeah.
which is negative, you know, your fixed mind, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see, the mind is what can continue to expand, yeah? So the mindset and the attitude is very, very important.
Okay.
But what I've learned over time,
Yeah.
like when you're choosing leaders,
Yeah.
the track record of the leader is important. What else have you done? Because success is rarely by accident. Yeah, it's rare that you'll be lucky. There's always a reason.
There's always a reason why
yeah,
you're
it's successful. There's a reason.
Yeah.
So the easiest way,
Yeah.
like for me, if I'm looking for a manager for a hotel,
Yeah.
I want to understand who has succeeded
Yeah.
and who has succeeded where I have a problem. Because there's an area you have a problem.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to do a long roundabout way,
Yeah.
because they'll bring those same attitudes and
Yeah.
skills. Leadership is not where you come to learn the basics.
I like that.
Yeah, that's not a training position.
Ground, no.
Yes, you have to have done that thing
For some
successfully,
time, yeah.
so that others now can
Yeah.
can develop.
Okay.
So sometimes we look at the papers, which is good,
Yeah.
but the harsh reality is now, what have you actually done with all these papers you have?
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there are many people you ask the question, so what have you done, Mr. Priscilla? What is there today that will not be there if you are not existed?
Yeah.
And people start going around in
Really?
circles, you know, we had a
It's
project,
because I wasn't.
I was part of the team,
Yeah.
you know. There's nothing really they can.
I like
Others
that.
are very clear, you know, we have done this, I've done this, I've done
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then you are of the same mind, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at you, knowing you do apprentice.
Yeah.
You have built a team. I listened to one of the interviews with Pius, and he said sometime back they wanted to pick a leader from your team, and they all said no. Then you said you have built the university. You pick from school
Yes.
and build them.
Yes.
You're telling me you're looking at the track record now, but you also
No, but
pick
you see, those are trainees.
So
Those are future leaders.
Yeah, how do you do
so
that?
those now you're looking at potential.
Okay.
You're looking at people with potential.
Yeah.
And when we did that program, and actually all of them have gone on to do very well.
Yeah.
So we are creating it for not just for us,
Yeah.
but for the entire industry.
Okay.
So these are people who have done well academically,
Yeah.
i.e., what have you done with the opportunities that are being presented to you?
All right.
So your academics, what else extracurricular have done?
Yeah.
How have you applied yourself?
Yeah.
And what we're really doing is giving them an opportunity
All right.
to build their skill set.
Yeah.
They may work for us. They may end up working for other organizations.
Yeah.
But it's part of our giving back to society. And from there, you'll get your leaders, yeah? From that pool. Instead of waiting to go look for now people who have been developed by other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would you say about what makes most apprentices? Yeah, you can see the potential,
Yeah.
but they never hit the mark. What is usually
You see,
the problem there?
sometimes it's many things, but it's attitude.
Oh, attitude.
The attitude. You see, there's people with an attitude that is teachable.
Yeah.
There are people who come and they know it all. There are people who are selfish. They feel they're giving too much relative to what they're getting paid, not appreciating that the more you give, the more you learn.
Yeah.
There are people who are not proactive. They need to be told,
Okay.
do this, so they cannot see the problem.
Yeah.
And figure out what
needs to be.
the solution is.
Yeah.
So those are some of the constraints that hold very bright people back. Either there's pride,
Yeah.
either you are holding back, either you are not proactive, you're waiting to be guided,
Yeah.
or you might get that initial salary, you get distracted now, you start doing other things. And these are normally issues of upbringing. It's not, that's why discipline is very important. It's not enough for a child just to be clever. You need that discipline and character formation for that cleverness to manifest itself fully.
Okay.
Yeah, because the people who end up succeeding finally are not necessarily the ones who are the most clever. It is now the one who has a combination of all those
disciplines.
Yeah, disciplines. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When you're still talking about that, what place would you put mentorship?
Mentorship is very important because mentorship is, you see now you have this thing in theory, but having a good mentor who has walked that path, you see an example, you see that it's possible, you also get advice how to do it.
Yeah.
So I think choice of good mentors is, and also you being a good mentor, is very important.
All right. Some people have said that mentorship is it's like being put in a cocoon to follow someone's ideals. It's kind of bureaucratic that eventually you feel like you have to break out.
Yeah.
Is that true? Causing a bit of rebellion in it. What would you say?
But it's even in the Bible.
Yeah.
Leadership, you can't just emerge from nowhere. You must be mentored.
Yeah.
Even Joshua was mentored by Moses.
True.
You can't just come from nowhere.
And start.
Yes, you can't just emerge.
Yeah.
So, even David, when he was identified, he went through some process. Because, leadership you need to develop to be ready.
Yeah.
So, and there are doors and networks. So, mentorship is around, yes, you've identified the person, you've given them authority.
Yeah.
You've given them opportunities to work. So it's very deliberate. Yeah? So it is very hard just to succeed from the blues.
I think that's
even where you are in your church.
Yeah.
The person who has given you authority to come and do this interview,
true,
then given you the opportunity, then told you that you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
That's your mentor.
Ah.
Because if you had to start the church from scratch, today you'll not be here doing the interview.
True.
So you've actually been mentored. But many people don't appreciate that mentorship is, they don't appreciate what mentorship is.
Yeah, I think there's the misconception.
There's a misconception
Yeah.
that is mentorship. It's not just advice.
Yeah.
It is those three things.
Yeah.
You've gotten the opportunity.
Yeah.
No, you've gotten the authority.
The authority.
You've then been given an opportunity. They're not
Yeah.
coming to interfere.
Uh-huh.
They have then given you the affirmation. You've done a good job. Well done.
Yeah.
You did a very good job, but maybe you could have
correct this,
focused
yeah.
A, B, C, D. That's a mentor because they're helping you to grow. So actually without mentorship, without anyone giving you that,
Yeah.
I've not seen a leader who has come up, who has not had those three from somebody else. Yeah. It's not possible.
It's not.
It's
You
not
can't
possible.
grow alone.
You can't grow alone.
Just
Your hand has to be held, but also you have to be holdable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have to be
Okay.
teachable. You have to be able to,
Yeah, all
yes,
right.
yes.
As we come to the end of part one, I want to hear one mistake you have done as a leader and have learned a great lesson.
I think I made many mistakes, many.
Yeah.
I think some of the biggest mistakes I made around choice of leadership,
Okay.
where one it was an experience issue,
Yeah.
where you appoint leaders based on your gut feel,
Okay.
as opposed to actually rigorously trying to understand what this person has achieved and what their capabilities are. Because the problem with that is that you then, a leader is in charge of very many lives.
Yeah.
So when you make that mistake, then you affect very many people
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
So I would say that is one of my big mistakes, and so I'm very careful
Okay.
when it comes to choosing
Yeah.
who is going to be a leader of any initiative
Yeah.
that I have. The choice of the
Okay.
leader is very, very important. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, the rest you see, if it's business decisions, I never really consider the mistakes because those are temporary issues. You know,
Okay.
you don't mistake a temporary challenge for a mistake. You know,
I like that.
you could have done this. It's not working today. It will work tomorrow.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
continue focusing on it. Yeah,
All right.
continue finding new ways. So you don't really fail. So you can say, okay, my business has been affected by corona. It was a mistake to start. No, that's not a mistake.
Okay.
Those are just normal things. So you
Yeah.
just carry on
Okay.
trying to. Those are normal.
Yeah.
Success doesn't come on a silver platter. It's not that every year things have to work.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they will not in many years.
All right.
So it's just remaining in the game.
Yeah.
Those are not. I don't consider those mistakes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Give us a parting shot.
No, I think my parting shot is to encourage all our viewers, all of you, to look inside yourself and see what is it that God has given you and how can you participate in the creation process, not really for your own glory, but for the glory of God, and to give opportunities to others as well, so that you can multiply yourself, because that's the best way of multiplying yourself is by really, and in that way God will also bless you. And whatever you get, you are a custodian. Let us always remember that it's not us, and it's not because you are very intelligent. It is because God has seen it that He blesses you. And so we are a custodian of the talents that we have and whatever possessions we have. And so always ask yourself, am I a good custodian of what it is that God has placed in my hands?
Yeah.
And how can I multiply it for the benefit of the whole society? Don't give up. Keep faith and reflect on those positive things in your life, because it's easy to reflect on many negatives.
Yeah.
But Philippians tells us to focus on what is wholesome, true, godly, praiseworthy. So that's why I choose for me to focus on the positive. I don't like dwelling too much on the negative things. Yeah, because you don't get blessings in those negative issues. Yeah. So that's my parting shot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a privilege hosting you. Thank you, our viewers. And as we come to the end of our program, we want to appreciate even our dad, the prophet of the house, Prophet Paul Mwaniki, for this chance and opportunity even to speak to the world. I'll make a prayer for you. Heavenly Father, we thank you and we worship you. Thank you for the word that we've just heard from Dr. James, oh Lord. Father, we pray that as many as will hear, Father, they will benefit and purpose to change their lives and organizations, even as they hear him out. For in Jesus' mighty name have we prayed and believed. Amen. For our offerings, our numbers are up here, 848841. You can give your offerings and the Almighty God will bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.